if your portfolio is 100 million, they went for 200 million. That's where they lost the money. So the overexposure, and they went and gone back to, that those days, 2 years back, the whole issue went back and forth between the banker and the client. The client was saying that you have not explained to me the whole product. There is a case in London. Okay, so if the client has not explained properly, I remember a case law which says that the contract is void ab initio. All goes to the account of the banker. Okay. So the cash and the future price. The problem is that now it keeps on moving up and down. So it cuts both ways like a stock. So only thing is that you can hedge it with a minimum margin money. Okay. To hedge to play in the futures market, you need only 10% as the margin money. Skipping unwanted ones which you can read actually. This is the value of the futures. Okay, futures value is the stock or the present value 1 plus R. R is nothing but either you have the interest rate built into the present value, because the future value has to be more than the spot value, right? Spot is S is the spot. Or if you are a commodity guy, storage, all lugged into this. If the stock is paying dividend, you minus the dividend. Ultimately, the continuous compounding. Yeah. Okay. Suppose you have a stock which is like, if you have a stock which is Infosys or some lesser known stocks, and you want to protect that stock with the futures derivative market, which there is no derivative available, you can do a cross hedging by looking at the beta of the portfolio. So if the beta of the portfolio 1.2, you go short on the S&P 500 or Nifty 50 or whatever is that, based on the beta of the portfolio. The beta of the portfolio is 1.2, the value of the portfolio is 200,000. Is that? Yeah, 200 million. Then how many contracts you have to buy in Nifty or the benchmark? So each contract is 250. The price of the S&P 500 is 150. So it tells you how much you have to short through that. So if there is no hedging mechanism available for a particular stock, you can do a cross hedge by doing short in the benchmark, because the beta tells you how much you have to short. Similarly, if you want to hedge your portfolio in the bank, which has got a bond portfolio, what you have to do is that you have to look into the value of the portfolio, duration of the portfolio, and the instrument you are trying to hedge, the duration of that instrument and the value of that instrument will give you number of contracts. Yeah. Look at the duration of your portfolio is 8, and the duration of the instrument or the bond, 5-year or 10-year bond, is 6.5. The 0.5 is differential in maturity. Okay, and this is the price. It tells you number of contracts to buy. So understanding duration as well as the beta is good for understanding the bonds. The derivative is not complete without understanding a collar. Okay, what is a collar? But am I going to get into these kind of scenarios in my life? Should I will go for a t-shirt without a collar, right? Why should I get the strains of understanding collar? I'll tell you the reason is that these guys, all the banks, foreign banks, they come to the Indian market, and what is called is a topi, right? Topi lagana. There is my Hindi is limited, but this I can understand very well. Give me a minute actually. Yeah. So instead of understanding the interest rate collar, which was in my example, I would tell you the practical example of a collar. Anybody who understands Scholar, or anybody have, I mean, you have told me that you are not, nobody is into derivatives, right? Give me a minute. Many guys have lost money in Collar in India. That is basically, the Collar is nothing but, I'll tell you, is a zero cost option strategy. Yeah. How you make a zero cost option strategy? So if you want to, so I was a consultant to one of the largest airliner in India. You can predict the name, but still I can't disclose that. So they want to do a fuel hedging strategy. What happened in the fuel hedging strategy is that this is called ATF, aviation turbine fuel, but there is no derivative available. So what we did is that we did a correlation analysis between ATF and Brent crude. So it's a derivative of a Brent contract, right? So it is an 100% or 95% correlation. Okay, so I have no issues in terms of hedging that ATF, because there is no aviation hedging available. So when you go to the Nifty, what you have to do, I'll tell you. So you have to get into derivatives here, equity derivatives. Click on that. So here, so the bankers, it used to be Citibank, Deutsche Bank. So all the banks, okay, they will give you a collar. So the highest price, something around 35 to 38% is the fuel. So it makes sense to hedge my fuel price. Those days, if you remember, 2006 to 2008, the price of the fuel is very high. Not that it is any cheaper today. So click on the option chain here. So the management wanted to hedge the price of the fuel or ATF, okay, through a strategy which is cost should be 0. I want to hedge my fuel, which constitutes 38% of my cost, and the cost should be 0. Can somebody do this? So my job was to evaluate how to do this zero cost hedging strategy. So if I want to protect $100 a barrel, now also currently it is $90, right? So what I do, I go 100 call long, I sell what does it indicate for you? Is it understandable or it's not understandable? What is the strategy I am doing here? It has been done by all the guys in the currencies actually, without understanding. There is a different issue. Here what I am doing is that I predict the fuel will not go below 90 or go above 110, right? So if it goes below 90, what happens? If it goes below 90, I have sold the put, I will start losing on my put. If it goes 110, above 110, I have shorted call 110. I will start losing money. As long as the portfolio or the price moves within this 90 to 110 band, I am protected. The